In the heart of New York City's financial district, on a bustling afternoon in September 1920, a horse-drawn wagon found its way through the most crowded corner of Wall Street. Unbeknownst to the lunchtime crowds, this innocent-looking wagon carried within it a deadly payload, primed to unleash devastation upon the unsuspecting city. At noon, as workers and traders bustled about their business, tragedy struck. A timer-set detonation ignited 100 pounds of dynamite, accompanied by 500 pounds of heavy cast iron sash weights. In an instant, chaos erupted as the blast tore through the air, leaving destruction and despair in its wake. The scene was one of horror and confusion. The horse and wagon were obliterated, their fragments scattered amidst the carnage. Yet amidst the chaos, a lone figure, the driver, was seen fleeing down a side street, leaving behind a scene of devastation. The death toll was staggering. 40 lives lost, many of them young people employed as messengers, stenographers, clerks, and brokers. Scores more were left wounded, their lives forever altered by the senseless violence. In the moments following the explosion, heroism emerged. James Saul, a 17-year-old messenger, commanded a parked car to transport the injured to safety. Meanwhile, the police rushed to the scene, providing first aid and facilitating nearby vehicles to serve as emergency transport. The bomb wreaked havoc on the iconic JP Morgan and Company Bank building, causing over $2 million in property damage and destroying much of its interior spaces. The dust settled, questions loomed large. Who was behind this heinous act? And what was their motives? Something that has not been solved to this day. The investigation that followed was fraught with uncertainty. The Justice Department's Bureau of Investigation, precursor to the FBI, grappled with the puzzling nature of the attack. The lack of a specific target, combined with the high number of innocent casualties, left investigators perplexed. As authorities explored the possibility of an accident, they reached out to businesses that sold and transported explosives, seeking clues amidst the rubble. However, the truth remained elusive, hidden amidst the devastation. By 3:30 p.m., the New York Stock Exchange made a bold decision to resume business the following day, a testament to the resilience of the financial community in the face of adversity. Yet, as cleanup crews worked through the night to restore normalcy, crucial evidence was inadvertently destroyed, hindering the investigation's progress. But amidst the darkness, a flicker of defiance emerged. On September 17, thousands gathered at the intersection for a scheduled patriotic rally, a symbol of unity in the face of terror. Yet even as the city rallied together, suspicions turned towards radical groups opposed to capitalism and the US governmental institutions, such as communists, anarchists, and militant socialists. Public outrage and demands for justice reverberated across the nation. The act was branded as an act of war by some, igniting a fervent pursuit of the perpetrators. Police and federal investigators intensified their efforts, expanding surveillance of radical groups and bolstering intelligence operations to prevent further violence. The BOI and the local police investigated the case for over 3 years without success. Occasional arrests garnered headlines, but each time they failed to support indictments. Most of the initial investigation focused on anarchists and communists such as the Galleanist group, whom authorities believed was involved in the bombings. One Galleanist in particular, Italian anarchist Mario Buda, an associate of Sacco and Vanzetti and the owner of a car which led to the arrest of the latter for a separate robbery and murder, Paul Average and other historians theorized that Buda acted in revenge for the arrest and indictment of Sacco and Vanzetti. Buda's involvement as the Wall Street bomb maker was confirmed by statements made by his nephew Frank Maffei and fellow anarchist Charles Poggi, who interviewed Buda in Italy in 1955. After leaving New York, Buddha resumed the use of his real name in order to secure a passport from the Italian vice consul, then promptly sailed for Naples. By November, he was back in his native Italy, never to return to the United States. Galleanists in the US still continued the bombing and assassination campaign for another 12 years. To this day, there is no concrete incriminating evidence of the terrorist attacks.